What's up, Yesterland fans? I'm Neal, and welcome back to another episode of The Toys That Made Sense. So on today's episode, as you can tell, you see in my thumbnail, it's a little different. We're kind of going outside the box here. We're not really going with the Motu theme, not with the Action Force or the G.I. Joe or the Star Wars. We're doing something a little bit different. Today's episode, we're going over the Super Mario Brothers movie new action figures or toys release, if you will. I've heard some people refer to them as action figures, and I've heard some people say, no, they're just toys. So anyways, when I saw them several weeks ago, I was like, man, these are actually kind of cool looking. These actually look like, you know, justice has been done for this line to give us some nice action figures, if you will, or toys. So I sat on the fence with them for several weeks. I saw a lot of reviews on them, and I thought, you know what, I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. And then when Target just last week released them, they went down from their normal price point of $19.99. I got mine for $13.99, and then I had a discount, and I think I had a coupon or something like that, and that was for King Koopa, or Bowser, I think is what it is. Let's see here. Yeah, Bowser. So anyways, we got them in studio. I'm going to go over them. We've got Mario. Yeah, there's Mario. Check him out. Yeah. We've got Luigi, his brother. We've got Princess Peach. And we've got Toad. And then we've got Bowser. Now, let me tell you right now, for your money, this is normally $29.99. This toy comes with lights, and it comes with the effect of breathing out like smoke. I'm assuming you put water in there, it heats it up, and it probably blows it out, so it gives you that smoke effect. $30. $30, you're getting an action figure that does this. And this thing is huge, all right? Huge. Now, granted, the articulation on these toys are probably not all there, but we're going to dive in deep on these, check these out. So you know what to do. Sit back, grab your favorite beverage and snack, and I'll see you on the other side. All right, guys, here we go. We've got them in studio. In this line right now, I guess this first wave of figures, if you will, there's only 5 figures. Now, there might be some smaller accessories and maybe some of the, you know, the turtles and things like that. I just haven't seen them, so I don't know. But I know right now we get the 5 main characters, and that is, like I said, we get Peach, we get Toad, we get Luigi, we get Mario, and we get Bowser. Now, these figures are actually pretty cool looking, right? They come in a nice box here with this good graphic of Mario on it. Super Mario Brothers movie. All the legal mumble jumbo. These toys are made by Jakks, I guess is how we're saying this. And that just, you flip it around on the back and it gives you kind of a little, you know, idea what's going on here. Realistic eyes, premium details, 9 points of articulation. So we're going to get into it. We're going to really see if we get that with these. And let's see what Princess Peach offers us. Same thing, we get all of her info here. Realistic eyes, premium details, 8 points of articulation on Princess. And then coming over here to Mario, we get, let's see, realistic eyes, premium details, 16 points of articulation. And then I'm assuming Luigi's probably going to be somewhere in the same ballpark. Yep, 16 points of articulation. They come with 1 accessory, it looks like each. And then let's see what Bowser has to offer us. Bowser comes in with 14 points of articulation. So I don't have enough room here in my little studio, so we're going to have to get these guys out of the box. So I'll see you in a second. All right, guys, so here we go. I've got them out of package, and let me tell you, these are actually really cool. Now, I will say, the plastic on these don't feel like a, you know, a hardy action figure, if you will. They're not solid, except Bowser. Bowser is 100% solid. He feels like a real toy, in my opinion. Now, yes, they're all toys, I get that, but they have this kind of hollow feel especially for like Peach and her dress area. That is hollow. And Luigi and Mario have kind of like a hollow feel as well. They don't feel like it's 100% solid molded plastic. And Toad he's just a little top heavy here. I was trying to get him to stand up without having to rely on resting on his back, but we'll get into that here in a second. So most of these figures, as you can tell, they're standing at, Luigi stands at a nice about 5 inches. And Mario stands at, let's see, Mario's standing in at just about 5 inches if you go to the top of the hat. Toad's swinging in at, let's see here. I'm probably going to have to hold him straight up. Toad's sitting at maybe right at the top at right about 4 1/4. And Peach is standing in at, let's see here. Peach at the top of her crown is probably just pushing 5 3/4. And then we get into Bowser. And Bowser, depending on how well I can do this and take a good look at this, Bowser at the top of his largest spike there is probably sitting right at 6 3/4, maybe pushing 7, depending on how well you push you push up the legs to make him stand properly. So you could probably get a little bit more height out of him by posing him a little bit more. But overall, guys, these are very, very cool little figurines. Very, very impressed with them. The detail, the eyes there, look how realistic those eyes look. They actually, when you kind of look at them, they kind of follow you. If you can kind of see there, and they kind of follow you. It's kind of neat. Luigi here comes with his own little flashlight. His little flashlight here's got some neat little detail. He's got a little red button there on the back and a little port area, maybe where the batteries go. Nice little screen there. He comes in, has a little bit of articulation, swivels on the elbow. That's about it. Same thing on this side. Hands do rotate, but they do not close I mean, you have to pry open the hands to get any type of, movement to get an accessory in there or whatnot. Moving down into the legs, he's got some articulation there. Yeah, they are pinned, but he's got some overall nicely detailed articulation, because I love how the pants hang over the boots and kind of hide it. It's not all molded, so you can tell it's two different pieces there. The lines on these, surprisingly, as you know I am about lines, the lines actually work really good. He's got some nice yellow or brass buttons there for his overalls, and overall he pops really good. This is Luigi. This is the action figure when I was a kid. If I was playing the video game and would have wanted toys, this is what I would have wanted. So this is really cool. Moving in now to Mario. Mario comes with this plunger. It's solid. It's not hollow. Someone I saw on somewhere had cut that out. Why you would do? I think it was on Instagram. Why? There's no reason, I think, to modify these figures in any way. I think these are just good for great display pieces, or if you want to make like a Super Mario World diorama. Accessorizing these, I think, is, for me, there's no need for it. But same thing here. Articulation in the knee. You can get Mario in a running pose if you needed to. Either way, he's got some nice detail on the boots there. He bends at the knee, and that's about it. You can turn him off to the side. You can bring him straight back down forward here. He has the same articulation in the arm area like Luigi, his brother, and pretty much the same overall setup. He's just a little bit wider. Obviously, Mario was a little bit shorter and chunkier. Got those brass buttons on those overalls. The lines match up really well on the thighs here. Great face sculpt on Mario. We know that's Mario with that big old mustache like his brother. And again, those eyes seem to feel like they follow you when you turn that head. So I think that's a really cool feature. It's a neat little effect. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And his head, moves side to side like Luigi. Not really up and down, but overall, he's pretty cool. And right out of the package, whoops, sorry there, Luigi. They stand really well on their own. Now, moving over here to Toad. Toad's an interesting little guy here. Very cool design. I love the backpack that they've put the detail into this, the rope coming off. We got the lantern here. We got his little mess cup here. We got his little blanket rolls, little pouches here. We got this pick. Really cool detail in this. Very, very cool. But it does make him very top heavy. And look how cute this is. They give him little articulation there in his hips and in his feet. I mean, we literally get side to side, but there's articulation there, guys. So that's pretty cool. Gets this frying pan here. Pretty lightweight, nothing much to it. And he gets a little articulation in those little wrists and hands, even up into the shoulder here. So they took some, good detail and said, hey, let's give this guy a little pop for posing purposes. But I would say something right now. Be very careful. These arms seem to be very, very docile, if you will. Very fragile. Moving them over and over too much, I can see these pins possibly wearing out, possibly even snapping if you're not too careful with that. So be very, very careful when you're posing your Toad here. He does have articulation in the head, so you can pose him side to side however you like. Up and down, look at that. He's got up and down articulation. Not very much, but there's enough there. But overall, Toad is a very top-heavy character. He almost has to rest on his backpack. Haven't quite really figured out how to balance him where he's not relying on the backpack to balance. But overall, he's a very, very cool character. Now, moving in probably to the character out of the 5 here that I think's kind of a big letdown. I know there is a letdown in this group here, and I'm going to say that's Peach. On this bottom part of Peach, let me point out, I think it's cool. They did give her feet. That's a nice little touch. And you can see her flesh tone there. It's kind of hard to see, but there is flesh tone there. Right there you go, on her, above her shoes. So at least they gave her that little touch and they gave her a little care. But as you can tell, that is a hollow skirt. And this really gives me the feel of a McDonald's toy, right? That gives me that hollow McDonald's toy feel. Until you get up into like her articulation in her hands and stuff like that. And even then some of this kind of gives me that McDonald's vibe. She does come with a closed umbrella, and she does have articulation in her elbow as well as in her wrist. Her arms, as you can tell, up and down. You can pose her however you want. Again, be careful. Her arms seem to be almost fragile like as Toad's. Getting into the face sculpt though, beautiful face sculpt of Peach. This is Peach. Again, look at those eyes. They're following you almost. Very cool. Nice little crown and detail. They even went as far as you can see the hair there down below, so it's not a solid piece. So they did put some good little efforts here and there into this figure. I love how the hair pops off the back so it looks like it's real flowing hair. Nice little touches there. She does turn side to side so you can pose her however you like. But overall, she's a letdown for me because I really get that feel of like a McDonald's Happy Meal toy. But she's cool, and I'll keep her in the toy line here. And I haven't really decided if I will hold on to these. I think they are cool. I don't know. I might. It just depends. I really don't have a lot of room for them, but I knew when I saw them, I'm like, yeah, I want to do a review on them. So now let's get to the star of the show. This is where they obviously put the majority of their design and their money into this. This character has some serious weight. I mean, serious weight. This dude is heavy. He feels like a good action figure, and he's got some great sculpt and great detail. So moving in now, let's look at that head. Look at that face of Bowser. That is one hell of a good design. He's got that cool mouth. You can see the light there, and where that mist of water will come out when it heats up. I'm assuming it's going to be similar like a train, maybe, how trains work. I know trains used to work with an oil base. You'd heat up and it would smoke out, but I think this is going to be something a little bit more modern. So moving into it, from the feet down, his feet, as you can tell, move side to side. His knees rock. He bends at the knee. Okay, it's not a very, I mean, it's a noticeable joint, but it blends well. So that's pretty cool. His legs move out side to side. He is a little loose though, I will say. He's got some, he's over time as kids play with these, this sucker's gonna wear out, and he's probably gonna be really hard to ultimately end up keeping in a nice pose state, because he really does rely on that tail. Moving up into the chest, obviously this is where all the components are gonna be for the battery compartment and the water. Moving into the arms, we get this nice articulation and design. I like how the ball joint there for the elbow rocks side to side there. I like how it almost hides it when if you wanted to pose him in a position like that where he's getting ready to throw a fireball or whatever he's gonna do, it hides that ball joint. So that's a nice little touch there. Same thing over here on his left arm, great articulation. He does have a sticky kind of feel to him. That's obviously the plastic preserve chemical that's in these, so these don't break down. But obviously, I can already tell these will probably become sticky and break down over time. And then flipping around back, we get the shell and the tail. So let's start with the tail. The tail even has articulation here. You can spin that in a 360 degree. The tail rocks side to side, 360, and it stops just at the base of the shell. We get this nice solid piece of the turtle shell with the spikes on the back. So that's really, really cool. That'll obviously pop off, and that's how you get to the batteries and things like that. So guys, without further ado, I'm gonna crack into this. Let's get the batteries in, let's get the water in. So when I come back, you'll see the effect. All right, guys, one little thing before I get the water and the batteries in. I wanted to show you how basically this works. The setup on this works as so. You just pull off the turtle shell back. It's like a rubber casing, if you will. And then you have this one spike over here. I believe this is going to do the turning off and turning on or whatnot. You get the battery pack back here. It looks like it's going to be a small Phillips screwdriver on off switch, and then you have the reservoir to where you will put the water into the head there. So I just wanted to give you a quick overview of that and how this looks. So without further ado, let's get them back together and we'll get this guy going. All right, guys, so here we go. I've got him full with his water, which is not very much. It's like 8 to 10 drops of water. I've got his batteries in, and then here on the back side, we have that spike that you press to activate it and turn it on. So let's do that now. And there you go. Look at that. Bowser's blowing out his smoke. That's pretty cool. We could do it again here. Blowing out his smoke. That is a really cool feature here. Check it out. It's like a little fogger. It's really, really cool. So nice little effect for 30 bucks. Guys, you're not going to find a cooler toy like that. Tell me that's not cool. Look at that. He's going after Mario now. Oh no, it's a Bowser. Oh, Luigi, help me. All right, guys. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed this video review. Remember to give me a like and a subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. If you like what you're watching here, always remember to share these videos. Share it amongst the toy community. And as always, I'll see you in Yesterland.